Right, let's go. Right, hey guys, hope everyone is well. A huge welcome to you all. We are really excited to kick this 10-day boot camp, I suppose we can call it, of how to build your team in 10 days. We are literally going to be giving you all the tools, all the focus, and honestly, I am absolutely buzzing. I made some notes. So I'm not just gonna wing it today, which makes a change. I'm just gonna start off with giving you a few expectations, like what to expect over the next 10 days. As we said, we've got 10 very short and sweet, super snappy, really loads of information trainings that we're going to give you. And as we go through those trainings, we're going to teach you everything from like how to build your confidence to sponsor, right through to giving you all the tools, right through to showing you all the tools that we get through Scentsy, and then talking about all the things that we do within our businesses. And I just want to give like a little caveat to that in terms of like the four of us coming together. Between us all, we've sponsored over 750 people since we've been with Scentsy. Okay. That's between us all. We've literally added up all our numbers. And I was like, wow, that is pretty spectacular. And all of us are still regularly sponsoring, which means we're in the trenches. We're doing this with you, which I think is the most important thing. We're not just sitting here saying, look, we're giving you all these tools, but we're not doing it. But actually we are doing this with you. We are actively sponsoring regularly, which I think is really important. When you're getting training from someone, you want to know how people are actually physically doing it now, in the now, where it's tough, it's difficult, and we're doing it with you. So hopefully just telling you that little bit of information, we know what we're talking about, and we are going to give you all of the tips, all the tricks, all the secrets, not that there are many, and all the simplicity. That's the key. It's all about keeping it super, super simple, on how we are building our team. So, and hopefully by the end of the 10 days, hopefully you will have a team member. Like that would be my absolute goal for everybody here. If everybody could sponsor one, can you imagine how incredible that would be? So if you're not part of the group is all set up. Feel free to get yourself in there. There's a thread there where you can shout yourself out if you sponsor yourself a new teamie. We want to celebrate you. So let us know when those things are happening. And we are going to give you some challenges at the end of the call. So stick around till the end, where we're going to give you some tasks to actually action. Because my biggest thing when I'm training people is I want you to go away and take action. Because for me, you could sit and watch all the training in the world. Trust me, I have watched my fair share, and especially of these ladies that I'm training with. I've watched nearly all of their training. But if you don't take action and you don't go and do the things that you've learned, that's the teacher in me, I'm afraid, then it's pointless. It becomes really, really pointless. So this is the biggest thing for you guys is to take away all of those different things. So I'm going to kick us off. I feel like that's the main thing on like the expectations. I'm going to talk about focus and how hopefully this is going to become a focus for you. And for me, sponsoring is something that is a focus all the time. It's not something that I just suddenly say, oh, I need to sponsor on the last day of the month because I haven't sponsored anybody. It's built in me now in terms of a lifestyle. It's something that I do without even thinking about it. However, it's about making sure that you're flipping your focus and making it a priority. I think priority is actually the key because how many of us sometimes can turn off the priority and since everything else takes over, my kids, my life, my dog, my hamster, whatever it might be, something takes over and we can sometimes go a little bit off piste. And it's about making sure that you've got that focus. When something is your focus, you suddenly have different eyes on things, in my opinion. Like it becomes like a goal. So every single month I set myself a goal that I'd like to sponsor a minimum of one person, maybe two. And I make sure at different points in the month, I'm checking in with myself to be like, is this a focus? I literally walk around the streets, not the streets, but I literally walk around where I live. And as I meet people, I am thinking along the lines of, oh, you'd be a great team member. Oh, you'd be a great team member. Like as I go into the supermarket and somebody's serving me, I'm thinking all the time, they should be joining my team. Like that's the sort of thoughts that are going through my head. And if you can switch on that focus, and then take action with it, that's where things start to change, in my opinion. So it's having that vision, having that like goal, if you like. I'm going to call it focus as opposed to goal setting. And that intense focus will then become like a filter for all the distractions. For when you are saying, I need to be able to do, I've got to do, I don't know, that pile of washing that I've just put on my bed that literally looks like a mountain at the moment. that is a job that I need to do. I need to get that done. However, that can be a distraction for me actually having 5 sponsoring conversations today, because I could be like, I'll just do my washing first, get that done, and then I will have the conversations. Well, let's be honest. We all know if we go and do that washing, more than likely we do the washing, we tidy up the bedroom, we clean the bathroom, we do all the things, and then we forget that actually the thing that we needed to do that was our priority today was to have those 5 sponsoring conversations. And that for me is where that intense focus will almost filter out those distractions. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've got to do the washing has to be put away at some point, right? But it's just finding that balance. So focusing on your goals, making them become like having sponsoring as a constant goal, putting those little I call them the like sponsoring goggles, put them on so that you know it's always on your mind. You're thinking about it all the time. Things that I do to help me do that, just one of my top tips is I work my business very much I sell 250 PRV to 500 PRV, and then I flip my focus to sponsoring. And that's what I've always done. As soon as I've got an active party that's sitting there ready to go, I'm like, I've got a host kit. I need to give that host kit to somebody. I need to get somebody signed up on that kit. So that's how I've always worked my business in terms of chunking my orders. Actually, Katie, that might have been something I learned on one of your trainings, probably many moons ago. She probably don't even know that I watched that on one of your trainings. But it was, chunk your PRV into small chunks, and then you flip the focus onto something else. Because the PRV has, yes, it needs to be a focus, but sponsoring needs to become as much of a focus as getting the orders, finding the parties, finding the new customers. And sometimes I think because sponsoring is tough, we put it to the bottom of the pile. It's the thing that we tend to do in last because it's easier to go and get an order for, a 6-pack of wax than it is to have first sponsoring conversations. So that's where that challenge sets in. Okay, that's me done. Who am I on to? Katie, over to you, I think.
I'm next. Howdy, howdy, y'all. Oh, let me switch so I can see some faces when I talk, because I don't want to talk to myself. Passion attracts passion. So before you even decide, hey, I want to grow a team, I want to sponsor, your heart has to be in this business. People can tell when you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Nobody wants to buy, host, or join from somebody that is iffy or unsure about what they do. You have to have confidence in yourself and in your business. You have to have passion attracts passion in every aspect of life. Like Lisa said, sponsoring is a lifestyle. Oh, side note, Lisa took notes. I didn't. I'm a little bit of a squirrel, but I find that my best trainings are ones that are not scripted. So there's that. Passion attracts passion. People can tell when you love the product. At the end of the day, most people join because of the product. I know I joined because of the product. I fell in love with one scent. I didn't even own a Scentsy warmer when I joined. I only had warmed one scent ever, and I was obsessed with that scent. So guess what scent I sold a whole lot of, because that's all I talked about. People are drawn to passion. They are drawn to it. It's like light. It's like anything in life. If you're passionate about working out, that's what you're going to talk about. If you're passionate about being a mom, that's what you're going to talk about. If you're passionate about your husband, and sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, I'm going to talk about it. You talk about the things that you are passionate about, and people are drawn to that. They say, oh my God, look how on fire she is. Look at her face light up when she talks about this thing. I want some of that. At the end of the day, everybody wants something to be passionate about. If you are not passionate about your business, you are not going to get customers. You are not going to have people host with you, and you're not going to have people that want to join under you. If you're somebody that's only posting or messaging your customers when there's a flash sale, chances are your business isn't going to grow. And at the end of the day, the thing that you need most in this business is people. You need people, and you need a lot of people. So you need to talk to people and make it a lifestyle. It used to be difficult for me to talk to people. Now I talk to everybody, especially strangers. I like strangers more than I like people that I know in real life. I love talking to strangers, but people radiate. They are drawn to it. They want to have some of it when you are passionate about it. So before you even get to sponsoring, you need to ask yourself, why did you join? Why did you start? What made you put your social security number in the website? What made you want to be a consultant? And some of you guys have been here for a while, and you need to get back to that excitement that when you first joined. Excitement wears off for a lot of people. People get burned out. That's natural. But at the end of the day, you have to have passion for the product. At the end of the day, if my whole team and my frontline and my group quit, I would still be here selling it because I love the product. I love the product. You have to find joy and passion in your business. Are all aspects of your business going to be fun? No, they're not always going to be fun. But you have to be passionate and know why you do this. If you do not know why you do this, it's going to be very, very easy to push this to the side. So you have to ask yourself before you even get into this training, are both of your feet in? Go to your Facebook. Do people know you're a consultant? Do they even know you're a consultant? If they don't, you probably need to fix that before you even try to sponsor somebody. You need to fix that. Okay? People need to think when they hear Scentsy, they need to be thinking your name. When they hear wax, they need to be thinking your name. People are drawn to that. They want that. And it's easier to sponsor. So much easier to sponsor when you are consistent in every aspect of your business. It's so much easier to have those conversations when you're consistently partying. People don't want to hear it because people say parties are dead. Parties ain't dead. I got 7 parties going on right now. They're not dead. You just got to fix the way that you're talking about it. But it's easier to flip a host, and we'll get into that in the weeks to come. It's easier to flip a successful host to become a teamie more than any other aspect of your business. It is easier to have that conversation because you have something to go on. You have how much would they make off of that party? They can get the shooting star kit for free. They're halfway to certified, this, that, and the other. Parties are not dead. I don't care what anybody says. I've been doing this for 9 years. I party every month. I don't know. Sometimes I want to say, what the fart are y'all even doing? What are y'all even doing? Y'all just ain't talking to folks. Y'all just ain't talking about it. What the fart are we doing? We're not doing what we need to be doing because we're too busy doing nonsense that does not matter. So before we go into the rest to the next 10 weeks, you need to self-reflect on yourself and say, you need to get back to the basics of this business. This is not a hard business. This is an easy business. The hard part is being consistent with it. That's the part nobody wants to do because that's the hard part. That's the hard. The tasks are easy, but you have to ask yourself: are you willing to be consistent? Are you willing to give yourself time, consistency, and success does come. It does come. Not next week, not next month, sometimes not next year, but consistency always comes. Success always comes when you're consistent. You have to be consistent in every aspect of your life. Whether you're on a workout journey, on a fitness journey, you have to be consistent to have success. So ask yourself, put both feet in, go ham, believe in you, because if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody else going to believe in you either. If you're not confident about what you do, nobody else is going to be confident and wanting to join you. They're just not. People want to join under somebody who is in it. And my customers know I'm in it. Even if my mental mind ain't in it, I'm always in it. I'm always in it. I might be struggling in my personal life or dealing with things, but guess what? Everybody in the entire world goes through something all the time. You can let that be an excuse or you can let it fuel you. At the end of the day, my kids are what fuels me. I don't want to have sponsoring conversations at book parties. I look at my kids. I say, you're doing this for your babies. It's easy when you have something so deep rooted. When you count on yourself, you're going to count yourself out. But if you have something deep rooted, a reason for doing this, I'll bet on my kids any day before I bet on myself. I will bet on my kids and giving them a good life more than anything else. So you take this next 10 weeks and you go hard and you go ham and believe in yourself and have confidence in yourself and talk about your business. Talk about it. Share about it. What has this done for you? What has this done for your life? Maybe you ain't been here for that long, but maybe you made $50 and $50 right now puts gas in the gas tank. Not my Tahoe. Probably puts half in my Tahoe, but gas is gas. Okay? Share your business. Bet on yourself. Let's mother hump and go. All right, I'm out. Whoever's next.
Oh my God, it's me. But oh my God, you literally, when you said that line about I look at my kids, like literally, I had tears welling up in my eyes because I literally wrote a post about this yesterday. Like, as long as there is Scentsy, there will be me standing because of the freedom it has given me to be there with my kids, to take them to school, to never miss the trips, to never miss anything. They are the reason. And actually, like exactly like you just said, like you cannot put a price on that. So when you share that, oh my God, I literally just got tears in my eyes. So yeah, that is so, so powerful. Okay, so what I am going to talk about with you guys is the mindset and getting over your insecurities about sponsoring. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I can talk on this topic all day long till the cows come home and we could still be sitting here in 3 hours. I won't, I promise. I'm going to try and keep it to 10 minutes. But your mindset is literally the core of everything you do, how you think, what you project into the world. So, a little bit obviously on what Katie's just touched on, but more about getting over the little mind monkeys in your mind that are in your mind when you come to like sending that message or sharing that post or going live or talking about something. There's going to be that little thing at the back of your mind that stops you. Now, let me know in the comments if you, and be honest, and it's okay, and there's no right or wrong answer, and it is a skill set like anything. We weren't all just born able to do this. We've worked on this, like the girls have said, consistently for years after years after years. Be honest when you are sharing about Scentsy, whether it's on your social media or in real life in conversations. Are you thinking about what other people are going to think about you? Be honest in the comments. Are you worrying, thinking, oh my God, what will they say if I talk about Scentsy? Okay, we are all human beings. Now, I'm not going to pull out, I am actually going to read a quote from a book at the end before I finish, but not this book. But there is actual science behind this. Like, your brain is programmed to keep you safe. Your brain is programmed to keep you in your nice little bubble, but guess what? No amazing things happen in that nice little bubble. No amazing things happen in your comfort zone. So, what you need to remember, very much like what that sentence, and I mean this sincerely, when Katie said that about her kids, I had tears well up in my eyes because that is how important this business is to me and to all these girls, and I'm sure to all you people out there. So what you need to remember is this, and I'm going to sound like Eminem when I say this and when I write my notes. This is, you only get one life and you get one opportunity on this planet, right? And it is so true. And you know, you might see quotes on social media sometimes and you hear people say these things, but when you actually dig deep and really remember these things, this is your life. This is the only one you are going to get, and you are not coming back. There's no reruns, there's no chance to do this over. And those people, other people's opinions do not pay your bills. Other people's opinions don't get to decide what you do with your life. I lost my mum in January. Now, I'm not going to dwell on that too much, but in all sincerity, I have always been this way. But sitting at my mum's funeral showed me in that moment how fragile life is. How, in any moment, one diagnosis, one phone call, one, I don't know, your life can change at any given moment. And it's so fragile and so precious. And what, you're going to let other people stop you from building your sense of business? Just listen to that for a minute. Other people do not get to determine what you do with your one fragile, only one you're ever going to get life. So in that moment, when you want to talk to somebody about Scentsy and when you want to be passionate about what you are doing and when you want to share this opportunity, because we're all here, right? We're all here. We all know how amazing Scentsy is. This is a gift that we get to share with people every single day. If somebody hadn't shared this opportunity with us, we wouldn't be getting to experience this now. We wouldn't be getting to, and I am talking about the incentive trips and all the, you know, the big things. They're all wonderful because they truly are, right? But it's the little things. It's the earning the extra £50 to be able to put fuel in your car. It's earning the extra little bit so you can book a little trip away. Or, you know, you can book your child's 18th birthday party. I don't know. There's going to be a million and one things because it's whatever is important to you. But do not let other people have that power over you. When you live your life like almost in the chains of other people's opinions, you're not really living. And this is a gift that you get to have every single day and to offer it. What I've written down here is, do you want to sincerely look back in 20 years and think, what would have just happened if I'd really gone all in on my sense of business? What would have happened if I'd sponsored a team? What would have happened? Do you really want to get to the end of your life and think, oh, really? I was worried about so and so from school that I've not seen for 20 years writing some comment on my Facebook. Really? Really? And I am not an arrogant person, but I am 100% a passionate person about this business. I have blocked many people over the years. Sincerely, I don't really get it that much anymore because I think if people comment, they think, well, she's not going to care anyway. Because that has taken many, many years. And genuinely, if people are commenting and they are saying things, it is just their insecurities being projected, probably thinking, they're being brave. I wish I could do that. That's actually what they're really thinking. So, what was I? I've actually written down here, similar to what Katie just said. Be the hero of your own life. Do not be the victim. Do not let other people get inside you. Other people can do and say whatever they want. Okay, you get to choose. Circle of control. You get to choose how you respond to it, how you react to it, whether you blow up, write things in a Facebook group, get angry, waste your time on stuff that is not going to build your business. Take yourself from over there and bring yourself back over here and have the sponsoring conversations. And I've just literally done this now while I was sitting there because this is like my favorite book in the world, which is called The Mountain Is You, and it's about self-sabotage. And then I will finish. I've kept this into like 10 minutes. I'm well proud. Right, because life is quick and it's temporary. What you have now, you could lose tomorrow, and gripping it so tight, binding it up with resistance doesn't mean that it's a safer option. It means that the day comes and it passes, as it does with everyone every single day, and you will realize that you never really went all in and you never really enjoyed it. It's about getting to a place where you prioritize nothing apart from the quality of your own very short life. And that is so true. If you haven't read that book, read it. But I just thought that paragraph was really, really poignant. It is a skill, guys, and you can work on it, but get over your insecurities and your business will fly, I promise. It's called The Mountain Is You by Brianna West. And I'm done.
Yay. All right, guys. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. I'm so excited you're here live. If you're watching the replay, thanks for hopping in and checking us out. I'm so excited for this next 10 days. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super, super helpful. My first thing I'm going to say about sponsoring is why not you? When I first started Scentsy, I didn't sponsor my first couple years, 2 years in my business. I didn't sponsor. That's not why I started, but I made a decision with Eric one day to be all in on the business. And I knew that once I wanted to build a real business here with Scentsy, that I was going to need to sponsor and I was going to need to do that intentionally. And these ladies have already talked about this, but I made a decision and I said, yes, I'm going to sponsor. I want to build a team. I want to do the big things in the business. And that was a decision. And once I decided that and I was intentional about that, I started looking inwards and I started having that self-doubt, right? And that's kind of what we're talking about today is why not you? Why are you not sponsoring? Are you letting other people hold you back because of what they're going to say or how they're going to talk about you or what their answer is going to be or what if they don't answer at all? What if they say no? All of those things are going to happen, right? All of those things are going to happen while you're intentionally working on sponsoring, but why not you? Why can't you have the big team? Why can't you be at the top of the company? Why can't you have the success that you are willing to work for? And it's the answer is you can. You can have those things if you're willing to put yourself out there, do hard things, do uncomfortable things. Um, you're going to get no's, you're going to get ignores, and honestly, you're probably going to get talked about. And it's okay. Okay, because people don't talk about things that aren't interesting. It is what it is, right? So I want you to be intentional with your sponsoring. I want you to know that if you haven't sponsored anyone, it's not too late. It's not too late if you've been doing this 10 years, if you've been doing this a day, it's not too late to start sponsoring and to make that a focus in your business. People want to join you. Okay? People want to join you. And if you have anything else in your mind that says anything else, you're wrong. Because there's other people that are like you in this world that want to be with you and work this business with you. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to talk a certain way. You don't have to have a certain background. There are other people that want to be in this business with you because you're you and because you show up authentically as you. Now, are you going to have to do that a little scary and do it scared? Yes. Yes, you're going to have to put yourself out there for people to get to know you, right? But people want to join you. You have something to offer. And these ladies have already talked about this, but Sponsoring and confidence do come hand in hand. This is what I believe. They do come hand in hand, but I also believe that you can build your confidence by doing, right? So by sponsoring, by putting yourself out there, by asking the questions. That confidence that we have now with sponsoring did not was not how we had confidence on day one of sponsoring. Okay. And I don't want to speak for these ladies, but for me, when I was like, hi, right? No, now I'm like, I got things to offer. And if you want to hear them, let's talk about it, right? That comes from doing, that comes from years of intentionally talking to people about this business and what it has to offer. The other part of that is not just being all in because that's super important. And I say it all the time, I'm all in with this business. I'm 100% here. As long as Cincy's here, I'm here. But I also have belief in our business model. I know confidently because I've done research on what Scentsy makes itself Scentsy. If someone tries to come to me and tell me it's a scam, it's a pyramid scheme, all the negative things, I have responses for that. Why? Because I've done my research and I know confidently that Scentsy is a huge opportunity for literally anyone, right? Literally anyone. So do some research. I mean, my favorite comeback right now is just Google it. Literally, just Google it. If you need to know about Scentsy and why it's not a scam or why it's not a pyramid scheme, just Google it. Do some research, guys. Um, it is a simple Google search. And I want to say that these lovely ladies that I get to train with for the next 10 days, I love them so much, and you're probably looking at us like, oh, well, she's been doing this and she has this experience or whatever like that. We all started as an essential consultant at zero, and we all start over at zero every single month. We didn't get here because we got lucky. We got here because we worked really hard. And I made one of my directors really mad, or I make her really mad when I say this, but there's nothing special about me. And when I say that, I mean that I don't have a specific education or I wasn't born with something that you weren't born with to make you successful. I just work really freaking hard. That's the difference. That's the difference in anyone who is successful in this business because, like I said, you don't have to have a background in sales. You don't have to have a background in marketing. You have to be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to do the hard things. You have to be willing to learn and you have to be coachable, right? And that's what we're going to be doing over the next 10 days is hopefully coaching you, and we never stop learning either. Like I watch these ladies trainings all the time. I'm watching at least a training a day, so I'm proud of y'all for being here. But there is nothing special about me that makes me successful other than I put in the work to be successful. Okay. And I say that because when I first started sponsoring or decided to sponsor, I thought things like those negative thoughts. Well, people come to her. She's successful in sponsoring because she's pretty. She's successful in sponsoring because she's got money. I don't know. Whatever excuse it is that you have in your mind of why someone's successful in sponsoring, it's a lie you're telling yourself. They're successful in sponsoring because they're doing the work. They're having the conversations. They're meeting new people. They're partying. They're growing their customer base so they have people to talk to, right? All of those things. Um, the biggest thing is that you're taking action. And they talked about this too, taking action. I love that you're here. I love that you're learning. I think training is super important. There's so many opportunity, especially right now in Scentsy with Spark sessions, with Thursday Night Shift, with United We Rise, with YouTube just in general. Now with this, there's Simply Invite. We can't go without doing that. If you are not in Simply Invite, that is a program that Scentsy is offering us. You can find more information about that in your news tab. Make sure you are opted in to that group because it is a wealth of knowledge. But guess what? Those those groups are there and they're great, but if you're not taking action from all of those things, and that's a lot, okay? And you don't have to attend all of them, but they're there when you need them. But if you're not taking action from what you're learning, if you're not keeping it simple, because I mean, when we have that much opportunity, you're like, which way do I turn? Which meetings today, right? If it gets too much, just start going to one. Just start going to one and take one thing that you are then going to take action from in your business, okay? So that leads us to our homework slash tasks. We are going to have one every single day for the next 10 days. Um, And this is part of what I think is super important because I think sponsoring is a numbers game. If you're not talking to enough people, you're not going to have enough people joining your team or saying yes, right? So your homework or your tasks is to write a list of potential teammates. Write a list of people that you want to ask about this business. Write a list of people that, when I first said that, I know that you immediately thought of at least 1 to 3 people, right? Write those down. And honestly, I'm going to say go for at least 20. Does that sound good, Lisa? A list of at least 20-ish people that you want to talk to about this in this business. Um, Tracking who you're talking to, and we'll talk about this a little bit later in the week, but having those conversations, and not everyone does this, okay? I can probably tell you right now, Lisa probably doesn't track a lot of things because her personality is not like my personality. But if there is if there is something in your business that you want to be intentional about, taking the time to write it down, right, is part of how I personally keep things intentional. So I know that if I talk to 30 people by the end of mid-month about sponsoring, that I probably have at least 1 or 2 teamies, right? So that's part of being intentional. If you don't need to write a list down to sponsor because you do it differently, awesome. But having the list of people that you talk to while you're getting and forming this new habit of sponsoring is going to be super important because then you can go back and say, yes, I have these conversations. This is who I talked to. This is what they said. And then you can follow up on that list later, right? So your task is to write a list of potential teammates. And here's the thing. If you're thinking, I don't think I have 20 people that I could ask, we're going to talk about that in a few days too, but I want you to work on booking some parties. I want you to work on start growing that customer base because if we're going to talk about this, but you got to have that pool of people to talk to because we're not cold messaging people. We're not going and that's where the it comes from, right? And we are not doing that. We are not messaging anyone that has not shown any interest in our business or to us. Okay. So, I think that's it. Y'all ladies have anything else that you want to chat about?
No, I think we have covered it all. Yeah, I think it's good. I was going to say, Chastity's got a hand up. Did you want to say so? No.
No, I just wrote in the chat. I don't know why my hand keeps going up. I wish I could disable that feature. I have no idea why that keeps happening.
That is perfect for Chastity and her
Just that's
awkwardness.
just me. I'm sorry.
I love the fact as well, Whitney. You know me well enough, by the way. You knew I wouldn't have a list. You knew.
I know. It's okay.
I would. It
Me and
works.
Laura would, Katie and Lisa won't, and that's
But that's
another.
perfect. Totally got to do what works.
I do keep a list in my notes section of my phone. And
Oh,
I do this. This is ever since I've got pregnant with Brinley. Brinley's 4 now, so I've been doing it for 5 years. I have a tab for potential hosts, a tab for potential clubbers, and a tab for potential recruits. And because I'm crunched for time all the time, I'm always crunched for time. That if I had, like, I just dropped it literally while we were on this call, I just dropped an order off right across the road. And she just started ordering from me. And when I mean ordering, she placed a $150 order the first time, $200 order the second time. Then she ordered online over the weekend, and then she just placed told me to add another order. So guess what? She gonna join me, and she don't even know it yet. So her name just went in the sponsoring tab. So key point, because my brain is always going between kids, husband, house, work. My brain is always going. You just write people's names down. All you need is people in this business. So you got people that order all the time. That should be triggering. Host, join. Write their name down. You're gonna forget. You're gonna forget. Promise me. You're gonna forget. Just like you're gonna forget the milk at the grocery store. You're gonna forget who that teamie could be. And guess what? If I don't sponsor her, somebody else will. So it's $9 to join this month. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna total up her last 3 orders. I'm gonna say, LaShonda, you could have made this much off your last 3 orders. It's $9 to join this month.
I love it. In 10 days, Katie, you're going to tell us she's joined, right?
Yeah, I know. Probably tomorrow, because I can't keep having her order online. I literally go here every day.
I think
I
I'd
have
just tell
been.
her you're signing up, by the way, because literally this is
She's so darn sweet, and everybody in the office orders from me. Everybody. I go there almost every day delivering orders. So I'm going to tell her you can be their person. They don't need to order from me no more. They can order from you. You work with them.
love that. Love that.
Yes.
But
She
yeah,
don't
I
know
do the
it.
same. I keep a note on my phone. Laura's probably got like a full-on written list somewhere, I imagine.
do.
Yeah, in her
But
diary. Yeah, I'm not that person.
whatever works, whatever works.
Yep.
But that's what I love. I love that we all do it really a little bit differently, guys. And that's what you will see as we go on, as we go through this training. You're going to see that all of our businesses probably actually look really different. We work very differently, although we will also do things, the simple things over and over again. We could probably all tick the simple things, but we just do it in our own way. And
Yeah.
that's the magic of what we do, I think.
So similar, so just to touch on what Katie said, so if I'm out or I'm getting orders, I do put in my notes, right, orders from today, people, like, and then when I get back, I transfer it back onto a notepad. But yeah, it's all written down somewhere.
I love it. Right, guys. So tomorrow, same time tomorrow, if you can do this, I will upload the replay. This will go, I will put it on YouTube anyway, but it will also go into the group. So the group will remain. So when you get new teamies, because you're going to get new teamies, right? When you get new teamies, you can add them to the group. They can watch these trainings. They will be there forever. So this becomes, if you are ever going to get to a point in your business, saying, let's say in a year's time, and you're like, do you know what? Not sponsored anyone for a while, you can come back and watch this and action the homeworks every 10 days. If you did the homeworks that we set every 10 days within your month, 3 times over, you will sponsor regularly. We're telling you this now. You will sponsor. That's the whole point of this. It's split into a way where you can now make this a repetitive, duplicatable training that you can do over and over again, and you can share with your team when you get your team.
And that's the cool thing. This group is going to be safe. So if you have people that come up, that you have up and coming leaders, up and coming people that are hungry for this business, you don't need to train them and sponsor, and you just give them this group link. Let them do it themselves. You just send it to them, send the group to them. This will be here forever and ever. And amen.
It will be. I love it. Right, guys, we will see you tomorrow. See you
See
later.
you tomorrow.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.